In the opening scene of the movie, we see a girl named Zoe. Zoe was going to meet Dane. Her mother gives her a car, with the help of which she can go there. Her mother tells her to go carefully and also says goodbye. Zoe says to her mother that don't worry about me, I will reach there. Zoe was very happy and excited to meet Dane. She was also very fond of taking selfies. That's why every now and then she takes a selfie and sends it to Dane so that she can tell him her location. During the journey, she meets an old man on the roadside who is selling handmade things. Zoe sees all these things and leaves for her journey. During driving, she is using her mobile, because of which her attention moves away from the road. And suddenly, an injured man comes in front of her car. That's why Zoe immediately puts on the brake, which saves that man's life. But as soon as Zoe looks outside, that man falls. Then she sees that there are some people of the gang behind another man. Those people of the gang get on that man's car and brutally kill him. And now they were coming towards Zoe. Zoe wanted to help that injured man who was lying on the road. And that's why she comes out of the car and puts that man in her car. And she is about to run away from there, that those people of the gang come there. They catch Zoe and start harassing her. And in front of her eyes, they brutally kill that injured man. They were harassing Zoe a lot. That's why she starts running away from there. But the leader of that gang, whose name is Trey, he makes Zoe a target. And the bullet comes straight and hits Zoe's leg, due to which Zoe immediately falls. Then those people take her with them, tie her with a bed, and torture her a lot. She is treated very badly, and Zoe is suffering in pain. And on the other hand, Dane was getting worried that it's been so long and Zoe hasn't come home yet. That's why he watches the last photo sent by Zoe. In that photo, a board was visible, and from that, he gets to know about her last location. He immediately calls the police and tells them to find Zoe. On the other hand, the leader of the gang, Trey, was still torturing Zoe. Trey tells that I am the grandson of that man who killed the tribe from America. He also shows him the severed heads of the members of those tribes, which had now become skeletons. He tells that those are the severed heads of the people of that tribe, which were cut by my father during the war. He picks one of those skulls and shows it to Zoe, and tells her that this skull belongs to the leader of those tribes, who was the commander. Zoe gets very scared after hearing all these things and seeing those skulls. Actually, what Trey was telling about his forefathers was absolutely true. Then those people of the gang drink and are enjoying a lot. Then a man from the gang tells us that we should kill Zoe now. And this man is actually Trey's friend. Trey tells him that my heart is still not satisfied by torturing Zoe. That's why you won't kill her now. And with this, they start a card battle. And in this battle, Trey's friend wins. And that's why he takes a knife and goes to kill Zoe. And on the other hand, Zoe tolerates a lot of pain with a lot of difficulty. She frees herself and she starts running away from there. But Trey's friend sees him. He catches Zoe, and many times he stabs her with a knife, due to which Zoe dies there. Then the same old man who was selling things, he is roaming around with his dog. But that's when he finds Zoe's dead body. Then he picks up his dead body and brings it to his location. And by mixing some herbs, he makes some medicine and applies it on his wounds. And here we get to know that this old man belonged to the same tribe, which was killed by Trey's grandfather. Then this old man does some rituals by saying some spells, so that Zoe's soul can come back to her body. And during this time, Zoe's dead body starts flying in the air. Actually, she had a soul inside her. Zoe's face had turned dark. That is, her eyes had turned black, and she attacks that old man. But very soon, that old man manages to make Zoe unconscious. Then we see Dane also comes to her city, and he stays in a hotel. On the other hand, we are shown Zoe, and when she comes to her senses, she comes to the city area where she sees a public telephone. Then Zoe calls Dane on that phone. She says that I am absolutely fine and safe. Dane is very happy to hear her voice, and now he also gets the location of this public telephone. Then Zoe sees a police officer with whom she goes ahead to ask for help. But then she sees that the police officer is none other than one of the gang members. And seeing him, Zoe gets very angry. That's why she follows him to a club. And this gang member is very shocked to see Zoe. Zoe's eyes turn black again. It looked like she had that soul inside her again. Here, the gang member attacks Zoe. But before he could do any harm to Zoe, before that, Zoe tears her stomach and takes out all her intestines and kills her. Then he tries to shoot Zoe with a fighter gun, but Zoe kills him by hitting him with a chair and makes him unconscious. Then when Dane reaches the location of that public telephone, he sees that the police has come there, and he asks the police about Zoe, to which the police officer says that a man has been murdered here, and the one you have come to find here is not here. Dane tells the police officer that Zoe had called me here an hour ago, to which the police officer says, "All right, I will see your case later." And then Trey also comes here with his gang. and when he sees his partner's dead body, he gets very angry, and he doesn't understand anything, that who killed his partner. Then Dane comes to them. He shows them Zoe's pictures and asks, "Have you seen this girl?" When they see Zoe's picture, they tell Dane to leave from here quickly. But when Dane tells them that Zoe had called me from this location an hour ago, hearing this, all the gang members are shocked, and they go ahead to kill Dane. And then the police officer comes there and asks them to leave from there. When Zoe opens her eyes, she finds herself in a shed. Then a door of a room opens by itself, and all kinds of tools were lying in that room. And Zoe takes bow and arrow from there. Then the gang members come there, where the gang members had killed Zoe and buried her. They see that Zoe's dead body is missing from here. They start thinking, where did Zoe's dead body go? And where can it go? Then the partner who killed Zoe, he says that maybe a wild animal took her dead body, because it is not possible that the one whom I kill will be saved. Trey doesn't believe this. Then these people plan to go away from his house for some time because of the fear of the police, that the police might arrest him. That's why they go to their house and start packing their stuff. When Trey's partner is about to leave his house, he sees that someone has shot an arrow on his car. Seeing this, Trey's partner gets scared and leaves a voice message. He says that maybe he feels that the girl is around. And then Zoe comes there and starts shooting him with an arrow. And she shoots him a lot. And she keeps shooting him until he dies. And then Trey listens to his partner's voice message. Then he goes there immediately. He goes there and sees that his partner has also been killed. Then Zoe sees that his body is rotting, in which there are worms. Seeing this, Zoe goes to the same old man and asks him for a solution. Then the old man explains him everything. That actually I got your dead body from the grave. And the time you met me, you were already dead. Then I did a ritual and called your soul back. But at the same time, another soul came with your soul. And that soul is not of anyone else, but of the leader of the same tribe, who was the commander. And the soul of the commander wanted to take revenge for years. The soul of that leader wants to take revenge by killing that whole family, who had killed their entire tribe. And these are the same people who did wrong with you. Means the family of Trey. It means that the leader and your enemy are the same. The old man also tells Zoe that your body is rotting. We have very less time. And so whatever has to be done quickly. On the other hand, Trey is making a plan that they will kidnap Dane, so that Zoe can't do anything to them, can't hurt them in any way. Dane is missing him and crying a lot. He is very sad. But then Trey and his companions come there, and they beat him a lot. Then they pick him up, put him in their car, and take him away. But when these people are leaving from there, then Zoe comes there, and she shoots the neck of one of Trey's companions, due to which he gets injured, and he starts bleeding a lot. Trey and the same companion who was his friend, they are shocked to see Zoe alive, and they start running from there. Zoe also gets on their car while running, where she and Trey's friend fight. That companion of Trey stabs Zoe with a knife many times, but Zoe has no effect on it. Zoe is about to kill that companion of Trey, that Trey puts the brake, due to which Zoe falls on the ground in front of the car. Trey stabs him many times, but it also has no effect on Zoe. Trey is shocked to see this. How is he still alive? But he doesn't waste much time thinking about it. In fact, he saves his life and runs away from there. Then these people bring Dane to one place and tie him up. And the companion of Trey, who was stabbed with an arrow, he is still suffering from pain. And they are not letting that companion go to the hospital. Trey's friend tells him, when I saw Zoe's eyes, it was completely black. It felt like there was a soul in it. Hearing this, Trey says, I know about an old man. He lives there, where you buried Zoe's dead body. And who knows, it was his work. He must have called someone's soul back to Zoe's dead body. And the secret is that the old man is also from the same tribe. Then we see that Trey hires a lot of people for his security who had a lot of guns. On the other hand, Zoe is tying her cut body with tape, and she is very sad. But then the leader of the tribe comes there. That is, the soul of the commander. And he gives Zoe 2 weapons, which he had used in the war. Now it is night, and Trey's friend was in pain, and he wanted to go to the hospital. So he quietly takes a car and leaves for the hospital. But then suddenly Zoe comes in front of his car, and she throws a rod at him, by which the car loses control and turns. And Trey's friend also dies. On the other hand, Trey tells all the things to Dane, how they all did wrong to Zoe. They tortured him a lot. Hearing this, Dane is very sad. He feels very bad, and he starts crying. Then when Trey sees Zoe, he alerts all his friends. But Zoe was killing everyone one by one. Then Trey starts looking for his friend, but he finds out that Zoe has also killed him. But then Zoe comes in front of him with her friend's heart and eats it right in front of his eyes. Seeing this, he gets scared and runs out. He sees a police officer outside, but he kills the police officer and runs away from there. Then Zoe goes to Dane, and Dane cries a lot when he sees her. He tells Zoe to stay with him, but Zoe had very less time, and he had to take his revenge. That's why she goes away from there. Then Trey comes to that old man and asks him that how did Zoe come back to life? On which this old man tells him the whole truth. And he also tells Trey that at this time, Zoe has the soul of the leader of that tribe, which will be relaxed by killing your whole family. Hearing this, Trey asks how to get rid of the soul, on which that old man says that you have to burn the skull of the leader of the tribe, and by doing this, his soul will come out of Zoe's body. Then the police releases Dane from there. Here, Dane gives a statement to the police. Zoe, who has reached Trey's house, she sees that Trey's brother has committed suicide out of fear. Then the leader of the tribe's soul kills Trey's mother and goes away from there. Then Trey comes to a place with all the skulls, but none of them is the skull of the tribe's leader. But then Zoe comes there, the one who had the skull of the tribe's leader. Seeing him, Trey is surprised, and to save his life, he takes out a chainsaw and starts fighting him. Zoe cuts off one hand of Trey, while Trey cuts off the chainsaw from Zoe's body. After this, Zoe cuts off Trey's throat, by which finally Trey also dies. And here Zoe and the leader's revenge was complete. After a while, Dane also comes there, because that old man had called him there. He sees half of Zoe's body in the grave. He says to Zoe that I love you very much. After this, he burns Zoe's body. And as soon as this happens, Zoe and the leader's soul gets peace, because their revenge was complete. Here, Dane didn't know anything, what was going on there. Then that old man tells him everything, what happened to Zoe, and why did he kill them. And here this movie ends. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.